All right, so my name is David McMillan, and I am a senior majoring in communication with a concentration in interpersonal communication at Valdosta State University. For the purpose of this podcast, I kind of wanted to go with something that could be helpful for others, and just kind of share personal experiences and testimonials from myself and from a friend. I decided to come up with tips on how to survive college, do's, don'ts, and also to just give my experience as well. And I also have my friend Selena here. Say hello, Selena.
Hello. How are y'all doing?
And we will be giving both of our own tips and testimonials as well. And the name of my podcast is David's Classified College Survival Guide. And it's basically a spinoff from the hit cartoon, I'm sorry, not cartoon, but Disney Channel show, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, except rather than us being in middle or high school, we're in college and giving real life examples and things as such. So let's just jump right on into the topic. So college, it's probably been one of the most stressful times of my entire life. Same for you, Selena, right?
Yeah, it's very stressful.
Yeah, but I mean, we're at the end of the road.
Yep.
And we just feel like it's very important to share our personal experiences just because we wish that we could have had those same, someone to tell us those same experiences, that were their experiences kind of like guide us through the way. But we figured out our own, and then we're going to just share the knowledge with others. So basically what we're going to do in this podcast is just go down the list of do's, don'ts, and some tips. And I'm going to share my own, and she's going to share her own. And then we're just going to kind of elaborate on each one. So first, we'll start off with our college dues. And I'm just going to have Selena kind of give hers, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Alrighty, you guys. So I do have a few do's that I preferably think that I followed in college and that it definitely helped me and that I learned through the process. So my first one will be, when you do come to college, be diverse. Be willing, be willing to be around different cultures and learn different cultures, because the world is not just centered around who you are and your own community. So it's best to get to know others, and because it's also best to get to know them because you never know, they can help you in the long run. Networking also because, people are not always who you are, so that's a good reason to be diverse. My second reason will be to join organizations that you're interested in.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, don't just sit in your dorm room and just be like, oh, I'm bored, or I don't have nothing to do, or I don't know anybody, or I wish I could do this. Just go do it. Join an org that you actually believe in, or something you want to do or make a difference in. Or if you just want to learn something new, do it and do that, and be happy that you're in that org, and be willing and do some hard work with it. And don't just sit there and don't do anything. Actually put some work into it. Put your back into it. Next, I would say, this is a big one. Be organized with your school life and your work life.
Yes, this is really important because I even still struggle to this today, even as a senior. So.
Yes. As a freshman, it really doesn't pertain to many, because some freshmen, they're not worried about having a job. Some are, and that's fine. It's just up to you as a person. But I do feel like once you do get that job, please be organized. Figure out my work schedule. Figure out when I'm going to study. Figure out, okay, what can I do at work while I'm at, what type of work can I do while I'm at my actual job? Right. When I get home, I'm going to do this, and that, because that will help you and keep you calm through the process of college. Because if work start getting in the way, everything really falls from there. And you just need to be organized and know, like, your time management, knowing what you need to do, what you don't need to do. And really just keeping focused. That's also because, regardless of the fact you're in school, you need to keep focused. Work comes later. So that's why I feel about that one. Another one that's big to me that I've learned during the process, I didn't do it until I was like a senior, really, salad, because it got a little... Yeah, I got a little unorganized. But like I said, have a calendar to stay up on everything you do.
I literally live by my planner. Like, if nothing's on my planner, then I don't know what I'm doing, because I always refer to that. So
yeah, a planner or a calendar is very helpful because you can physically go see that and be like, oh man, I got to go do this before 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Or, ooh, I have this appointment here. I need to move that because I have this whole presentation. You know what I'm saying? It really helps you stay organized and just have a great flow of things, and just so your day won't be all over the place. So I do say, as not just a professor, as a student, as a friend, anything. Have a calendar for anything in life. That goes a long way with just life in general.
That's so true.
Yeah. The next one is be independent. So as you know, you come to college, you don't have mommy to wake you up. You don't have your professor to tell you it's time to be in class. So be independent. Know that I need to be in class at this time and I need to make sure I stay and get all this information. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to ask my friend Bill to give me the information. And Bill don't even go to you. Bill grown. What if he don't end up going to class? Nobody got the information from lecture.
Exactly.
So you got to be independent with that. And then another thing of being independent is, just doing things on your own and learning. Like you're about to be an adult at this point. You are an adult. When you hit college, you're an adult. No one treats you like a child anymore. No one puts you in timeout and make you think, no, everything will hit you all hard and then you'll be mad. So be independent. Mm-hmm. Learn how to be independent. Be yourself and be open to new things.
That's a big one.
Yes, because people are so used to, it's a good thing to be yourself, but that's why I put the be open to new things, because you're so used to one thing, you're not going to be willing to open up and, it's just a big thing I think that everybody in college needs to do, because you're around different people. You're around a different area more than likely, or just a different community.
And I feel like people come to college and try to like create a different persona of themselves.
Exactly.
So,
at the end of the day, be yourself. If you were that person that a lot of people didn't speak to,
still
be that person. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe when I say be a little open to new things, just try to talk to people. And if it doesn't work for you, go back in your corner and be great. If that means you were a loud person, maybe try to learn how to not be that loud and calm down. And also be yourself present yourself as who you are. Don't present yourself as David. I'm not David. I'm Selena. So you're going to know me as Selena in this podcast. I'm not about to try to act like David. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to be yourself so people know who you really are, and people can really understand you. Because that's also with your professors. Be yourself. Don't try to be like Lisa in class and sleep, and then you mad that you get an F. Then, hey, it goes left after that because you want to be like her. Be yourself, but be open to new things. And another thing that a lot of college kids, some do, some don't, depending on how you were raised. You know what I'm saying? This is no offense to anyone, but to me, I do find it to find time to pray, because or do what any spiritual thing that you feel like you need to do on your behalf, but find that time to do that because it's needed. Because like I said, school can be hectic, work can be hectic, your professors can have you doing all of this, and everybody, your parents, it just too much. So find time to pray and just be thankful for everything that is being brought your way, and just being alive at that point. But you still at the same time need to pray just for things to flow better, for things to just be successful, and just for you to at the end of the day in college graduate and be that great person that you want to be. I think those are all my do's for now. Yeah,
so we kind of had a lot of the same things, to be honest. Like especially the one where you said to get a planner or a calendar. Yeah, I put that on my list as well, to get a planner, only because like that's the only way that I can stay organized. And if you're organized like me, or if your organization is like really strict like mine is, like without a planner or a calendar, then you just will literally lose your mind. So that's like really, really important. And then I also put to prioritize. I know a lot of times I'll be over an event or like be a part of an event, and I'll kind of let that take over my whole like week, or just up until the event is time to put it on or whatnot. And I'll get behind on my work. And that's just not a good idea. Yeah. So, like, it's okay to be involved, but as long as you prioritize, make sure you do your homework before you go to meetings. Make sure you do your homework or assignments before you go to practices, things like that. That's always important. Yep. And just even with work, like, if you're going to work, you have to work from 6 to 10. So, in your assignments about 11. Do your work from the time you wake up until, like, 5, 6 o'clock.
Yep,
like,
get it done.
Right. Don't try to rush when you get off work. Another do on my list is, I think you also said they get involved on campus. Did you say that?
Yeah, well, organization, so yeah.
Yeah, so I put, get involved on campus, just join clubs, attend events, only because when you're a freshman coming in, 9 times out of 10, you don't know a lot of people unless you and your friends just all came to the same school together. So in order to meet new people, it's important to join these clubs, to meet new faces, attend these events so people can see your face and recognize you, and will eventually, might come up to speak to you or whatnot.
It was
So that's
me.
really important. Right, exactly.
Because I came by myself,
Yep.
and I met a whole bunch of people that came with each other. So
Exactly, because we
Yeah.
met on the first day of move-in day. We didn't know each other, but because I wanted to walk around in my dorm in
Me too.
Langdale and meet new people, I met her, and we're still friends. So,
4.5 years later.
forever.
Could you believe it?
Couldn't believe it. But I did.
And we're still here.
And then my last do was just to this is also important that she didn't touch about, but to explore options of majors.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
Ooh.
yeah, so me and her both started out with one major, and I switched a major. She switched a major. I switched I switched a concentration in my major, and she switched another major. So I just feel like for any upcoming or incoming freshmen, do your research on these majors at these schools and look at the courses that you'll be taking, and just think about what exactly you want to do in life after college. Yeah. Because I thought I knew all about marketing, but then I got to college and saw the courses I would have to take and what actually marketing is, and it was just like, I'm not interested in that. Mm-hmm. I was more so on the lines of like the speaking and like doing presentations and things like that, not really the analytical side of it, like statistics and stuff, which is why I switched over to comm, because I can do things like that, like advertising and things like that, without having to deal with math and stuff. So, and I know you were in nursing.
Oh gosh, yes, I stayed close within the medical field.
Yeah,
I wanted to at first to be an athletic trainer. Then I noticed it was just certain like math classes I didn't want to do. I am not a math person. But through that process, learning, I was going to have to take math regardless because I want to be in the medical field. So then I went to nursing. I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. Come to find out that math was still something serious because I had to take upper maths. Other than the statistics, I had to take maths that were higher than that I just was going left for me.
Same with me in accounting and when I was a marketing major.
And then I went to communication disorders, speech pathology. At that point, that came more with trying to get into the actual classes, the field classes, because I did good with the core classes. That wasn't the problem, getting to my field classes because of GPA reasons, but that had happened. And then, which at times you can get, discouraging.
Right.
But
don't give up.
Don't give up, and that's when that point of prayer comes. And so then I come to find out I graduated with health science and healthcare administration as my major, so it worked out in the end that it all still flowed with me, my core classes and all that I had. So I didn't just take things for no reason. I still was like, okay, I want to be in that medical field. I want to do something. So the classes I took still worked out in my favor, but it definitely be open and take your time to do research before. And it is hard once you get in college because you'll say, I want to be a computer science major. And then you get here, you start to see you might want to be a nurse, or you might just want to be mass media. Like, you start to see different things and see, experience different things in life. So I definitely say keep an open mind, but do your research, like he said. Mm-hmm. It will help you.
But yeah, those were all of my do's on my list. Now we'll get into the don'ts of college, which is the fun part. Don't make the same mistakes we made.
Please do not. We made it, though. Well, I made it.
Right. I'm right behind her.
That's what I'm saying. He's right behind me. Coming May.
May 9th, 2020.
Yes. But my don'ts, I have a few don'ts that I would say that are something that I would tell everybody. Any and everybody in college. I don't care how old you are. Any and everybody. My first one, it will be don't rush your time to graduate.
Definitely.
Don't try to trying to get out of here a whole year earlier just because you can. Take your time and have that experience.
Exactly.
And because if you rush it, that right there can just make things just crumble from there, really. Or that can just be you rushing things and then you get out into that adult life and that real life and you're stuck.
And it can really cause a lot of regret because you only get your undergraduate college experience one time.
Because graduate school is different.
That's way different, right?
That's a whole different ball game. So I say take that undergrad serious and actually enjoy that experience, so you could tell people and your kids and just everything, the experience you actually had. But my next one will be, do not hang with individuals who do not have the same goals as you.
Oh, that's a big one. That's so true.
When I say that, do not be like, I didn't hang with people that weren't motivated, weren't going to class, people that wanted to make money, people that wanted to do things in life and be successful. I needed people like that around me, people that like to have fun yet like to get the work done. Business is business. You know what I'm saying? Pleasure is pleasure, but we got everything done. You know what I'm saying? Monday through Thursday was business. Thursday night through Sunday, let's go. You know what I'm saying? You have to have those type of people around you. Because if you have somebody that's not going to class, always want to be doing the turn up stuff, but don't want to look at a book, or don't want to be like, I gotta go to work, bro, make some money, or I gotta pay this bill on time. If you have people, the opposite of that person is, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work, and you're gonna bump heads, and either with your work or just life in general, it's gonna start just going downhill from there. So have goal oriented people around you, or people that are like you, if not better. But
right, exactly. That's a big one.
Yeah, because I've learned that you freshman year, you're here for 4 years. If you know what I'm saying, depending on your major, longer, you learn about so many different people, different characters, different personalities you never met before. And you know what I'm saying, you just want to find the right people or a group of people to hang around at the end of the day. Another one is don't get off task. When I say that, that kind of goes back to just being organized, but just keep that focus. My focus was to graduate, have a major, have a minor, have my own business. I did that. So if you keep on task and be able to multitask at the same time, but do not get unfocused. The focus is what? School. At the end of the day, you come to college to get a degree. You do not come to college to party. You do not come to college to own your own. I mean, you do own your own business, but at the same time, you have to get through those core classes, those field classes to get there. So stay on task. Another this is a big one, I feel like, for college students, especially coming up like about sophomore to graduates. Do not let money get to you. Yeah. Do not, because you have I know the waiters a lot of people that wait, that are waiters and stuff like that, and hosts, they think money. Quick cash is what they want, but at the same time, it's like, you got to focus on school. You got to, I have to stay on task. I can't think just because I'm making $100 a night, it's okay to stay out until 12 to work. No, you need to go to work 6 to 10. You need to do what you do within that time and make that money, and then go home and focus on your schoolwork. Or, you know what I'm saying, do it before. At the end of the day, do not let money stop your grind in school or get you off task, because it can do it. I promise you, it was nights that I would say, I'll stay longer, knowing I done been on my feet for at least 6 hours, and I'm planning on staying 4 more hours.
Yep, same.
Knowing that I have to get up at 8 o'clock. Knowing that I still have to at least write a paper. You know what I'm saying? You have to be focused, and you have to be like, okay, this money will come from somewhere else. I'll give it a break today. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is, it's a big thing for ladies, but I'm not going to just say not to the fellas, but don't be gullible.
What do you mean by that?
I'm going to say on my end of don't be gullible. Don't just
don't fall for
a lot of things, the foolishness when it comes to guys, because that can stress you out, that can have you thinking like you're in the best world ever, then weeks later he's just twisting your mind and your brain and everything else.
I mean, there have been girls who do that in college as well. So let's not make this one-sided.
Exactly, but I'm just saying,
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't want it to make it just a guy thing, but that guys do it, girls can do it too now. Yeah. But don't be gullible to just anything. Really just think about it.
Especially incoming freshmen, young ladies, they kind of fall for it. It's okay. It's so easy for us upperclassmen men to manipulate,
young women,
young people. So,
and like I said, you have to be independent, be strong, and take whatever your parents and your family told you before coming here, because most of the time that stuff matters. A lot of kids our age coming in freshman year, they just like, whatever, I'm about to wild out, have fun. I don't care what nobody said. Please take some of that advice that your parents told you, because right when you get in your senior year, you thinking, that's what my mama told me, I'm glad I did that, or that's what my daddy told me, I'm glad I did that. So, as I say, as a female going to another female wives, please do not be gullible. Think about it. Think about what your mama would do or your daddy would do, and just think about, does it make sense? Is that you? Are these your morals? Do you want, you know what I'm saying? Just think of all of that. And then my last one, because we're surrounded by it, and it is just what it is. But don't be gullible. Do not do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Say
just
no to drugs.
Don't do them. At the end of the day, I didn't do them, but I'm saying don't do them because of the fact that you can fall off. you can really fall off and you can really get unfocused. So I tell any college student coming into college, do not do drugs. It's not the way.
Yeah, I've literally seen people let that like literally take control of their lives and let it just mess them up to the point where they have to leave school or get kicked out of school. It's really sad.
And then that stops you from what? Your task. Your task is to graduate.
And get that degree.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, all this stuff kind of connects with each other, the do's and the don'ts. So you just have to keep your mind. You just got to keep focus. When you come to college, that's the main thing, is to keep focus and to come here and do that one thing, is graduate, get that degree, and then go on about life. But have fun and take this as a big experience. But those are my don'ts. It's probably other don'ts, but those are my main ones that I can say that I'll tell some of upcoming freshmen coming into college.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of those. Only because I made a lot of those mistakes, and I wish I had somebody to tell me not to make those mistakes, especially that one. So,
I know.
But yeah, I also had a couple as well. The number one, if you guys don't remember anything else from this podcast, rule is to not mess up your freshman year.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to give like a little quick testimony. So my freshman year, I had fun, and you'll know why you'll see how much fun I had based off my GPA. But I had a lot of fun my freshman year. That first semester, I used to go out like every weekend, all the time during the week. We used to go out, we used to drink, I was just happy to be away from home.
Yep.
A lot of stuff happened within that semester. I had a death in the family, relationship problems, and there was just a lot going on top of all that partying and stuff.
Yeah.
And I ended that semester with a 0.91 GPA. Not 1.9.
Not 2.9.
Not 2.9. Not even a half 0.9. It was 0.91 GPA.
Y'all do the math.
And because of that, I'm still working my butt off to this day to bring it up. Like, I mean, now I have above a 2.5, which is good, but it's just taking too long for me. And I just got that after last semester. So the fact that I literally have messed up my chance of having, above a 3.0 just because of one semester is really crazy. So if you guys don't remember anything from this video, remember your first semester, let alone your first year in general of college, is the foundation of the house that you're trying to build by the time you graduate. And if you don't build that foundation strong at the beginning, then your house is just going to fall apart.
Yeah,
it'll never stand up.
It's hard from there.
It'll just be harder. It's harder to bring up a GPA than it is to let it fall down. So.
Yeah, and when I came in, I had a focused mind, so it wasn't as hard for me.
Yeah,
because I already kind of had that life of the partying and stuff like that, but it was just like, it was just more like I could actually do it without asking. I could, do whatever I want to do. No one's stopping me. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You do have that choice of do this or do that. Do my homework or go to this party with my friends real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard sometimes. You be like, so you really got to focus and be like, I do this homework real quick and I'll meet them there.
Yeah, like we said.
Yeah. Cause prioritize, because it definitely helped me in the long run, because actually I was opposite. I started off very well.
Yeah, you did.
And then ended.
I mean, you didn't
very well. I still had over a 2.5,
right.
But I was well over a 3.0 when I was my freshman year to my sophomore year. Yeah. So I would say definitely stay focused. My junior year is when I started to kind of boop. I want to say on my behalf, it was more because the courses, but because my focus wasn't really the problem. But I want to say that I did have things that could have stressed me out during the process. So that was a big thing. So that's why I do say about the praying. Please pray so you do not stress as much and you do not, become baffled in your mind. You don't start making decisions that are not good. So, like I said, keep that prayer going, or that spiritual thing that you do, just to keep you motivated and going in college. Because college can be a lot, not just college itself, but the people around you, the work life, just everything. You yourself, sometimes you just have moments to yourself that you need to just woosah. So, yeah, you guys, be open-minded to all of this. It's really like coming from people that experience it. Yeah.
And I also I had a couple more. I think like two main ones. As far as my don'ts, procrastination. I mean, that will literally be the death of you. It'll be your demise if you allow it to take over. I've literally let it take over my entire college career. I wouldn't suggest it because it's caused me so much stress. But I mean, I work well under pressure. So when I procrastinate, I always succeed because I work very well under pressure. That's when I actually give my best work. My best papers have been written 2 nights or the night before it was due. So that's just me, but I definitely would not suggest that stress, because it can really easily be avoided if you just do your work ahead of time. So that's a big one. And then another one that I put down was to not overwork yourself while taking classes as far as jobs. So like Selena touched on, like now I have 2 jobs. I've had 2 jobs since last school year. And sometimes I get carried away with the money, like she was saying. And it's just really important to keep that balance, because at the end of the day, I didn't come here to work. I came here to obtain a degree. So, I mean, if I'm making like $300-$400, in a week, but I'm failing all my classes, it's like, what's the point? So, I mean, I could have worked back home, but that's not the reason why I came to Valdosta. So, it's really important to not overwork yourself. And if you do, just prioritize. Like, it's okay to give up a shift because you have a paper or presentation to prepare for.
It's okay.
Like, do not stress yourself out. But yeah, those were all of my don'ts. Do you have anything else to add? How would you sum up your whole college career as just like, since you've graduated, how would you just sum it up? How would you sum it up in 1 sentence or 1 to 2 sentences?
Ooh, I don't know how to do that. Because you know me, I can say a mouthful. 1 or 2 sentences. Be yourself and you'll succeed. I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I was myself and I succeed. As of being that person, Selena Shabria Bowers, and being that person that wanted to own her own business, and being that person that got her undergrad degree. So I felt like if you do that, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Personally, me.
Yeah.
I mean, that sums me up. Now, if I had to sum it up for everybody else, I don't know. But I can't speak on behalf of everybody else. I can only speak on my experience. But I would say keep a positive outlook about everything. If you be negative, you get negative results. And that's legit right there.
That's true.
I'm serious with that one. What would you say?
I would say my experience it was definitely a roller coaster. I had some good semesters, some terrible semesters.
Which we all do.
Right. But all in all, I would just say to just stay the course. I never gave up. I got close a lot of times to giving up and wanting to drop out, and I'm so glad I didn't. Because, I mean, if I could do it all over again, I would. It was worth it. I learned so much through this whole experience. And I honestly wouldn't trade it for the world, because I've been able to network, get opportunities that I might not have gotten anywhere else.
Exactly.
And just I met some really cool people that I know will probably be in my life for the rest of my life. So I feel like it overall was a great experience. And I'm looking forward to see what life has to offer post-graduation. So, but yeah, just to wrap this podcast up, I really felt like it was important for me to make this a personal podcast. I wanted to be very personable with the viewers, or the listeners, not viewers, I'm sorry, of this podcast. I just wanted them to pretty much take something from it. So the audience I'm obviously trying to attract their incoming freshmen, or even potentially transfers just to VSU specifically, because we spoke off our experiences here at the specific school. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of it. Again, I am David McMillan.
And I am Selena Bowers.
And that is the end of this podcast. Thank you. Have a good night.